How's it going, guys? Equal here, and welcome back to week 5, I think, of the PGL. Man, time really flies, doesn't it? But yeah, welcome back to week 5. This week we are up against T-TRA1N, who is coach of the Dratinis. And it's T-TRA1N. This is the guy who beat Gerhardt, who is currently the... Oh no, maybe not currently the top guy. He was on a 3-win... on a 3-game win streak. So he's a scary battler, and this guy beat him just now. He's put an end to his reign of terror. The Gerhardt, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But yeah, so this week we're up against T-TRA1N, and I'm going to go ahead and run over my team real quick. So my team, we have Volcarona, Mega Altari, Milotic, Gengar, Heliolisk, Mega Aggron, Avalugg, Swellow, Claydol, Crocodile, Terrakion, and Celebi. And then for his team, he has Mega Latios, Heracross, Porygon 2, Hitmontop, Mamoswine, Weezing, Magnezone, Mega Blastoise, Superior, Zebstrika, Flareon, and Togekiss. Oh, okay, so obviously in drafts like these, the first thing that I look for is speed. His draft is a little bit fast. He has his highest speed in any Pokemon is Zebstrika in base 116, then Superior in base 113, then Mega Latios in base 110, and then it takes a massive drop down to Heracross, which is base 85. So anything that we're not outspeeding naturally, we just have to try and work around the Heracross. So that's good. Let me see what else. Another thing. What's another thing? Another thing is that he doesn't have particularly strong special defensive walls, I think. I mean, he has the Togekiss, which if it's max HP, max specialty, then it's max specialty, max HP. That's all I can say. He has the Flareon, which is decently bulky. He has the Mega Blastoise, which again is decently bulky, but most of the time people run that offensively. And then the Hitmontop and the Mega Latios, which, you know, they're just kind of sort of there. So especially we hit it decently hard, I think. But overall, this is a very balanced draft, and you know, he's got a nice balance of typings, of defense and offense. He doesn't have, this is one of the things that I picked up on, he doesn't have all that many physical attackers. He has Heracross, Hitmontop, Mamoswine, and Flareon. And then Zebstrika, really, but you can run that mixed if you really want to. So that's like 4 or 5 physical attackers to 7 or 8 special attackers. So that's one of the things that we had to look out for. But yeah, I'm done talking about his team, I think. So we're just going to go ahead and right into it. So, as you guys know, we lost last week. Spoiler alert, we lost last week. We lost 5-0 to C, and I was not happy about it. And Kelly, who is just an awesome guy, and his link will be at the top of the description, because you guys should go check him out, because he's just cool. He's just really cool. Kelly came up to me and he was like, okay, so I've been genning your mons for the past 4 weeks, and you're running standard sets and you're becoming a bit predictable, and I was like, yeah, I feel like that's one of the reasons why I lost to C, is because I wasn't running particularly unique or unpredictable sets, and he could just deal with it. Like, he set up thick fat Assault Vest Hariyama specifically for Volcarona, because it's just a standard set. Like, what? Like, what? I'm running too many common sets and I need to stop that. So Kelly was like, okay, fine, this is your first league, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you team build so you can get a feel for, you know, IVs and EVs and stuff like that a bit more in league type play, because obviously it's different in leagues than in just normal Wi-Fi battles. So we sat down and he goes, right, one thing that I think you should do is try this tactic. Try and get a mon that you think will do the most work, and work around that. So I was thinking about it, and the one that I was thinking of was Gengar. Gengar deals a hell of a lot of work to his entire team. It deals with the Megalat. It deals with the Heracross, kind of, I guess. I mean, it's immune to close combat, but knockoff is a bit of an issue. I don't know, we'll see. you know, it has moves to deal with that anyway. It has moves to deal with the P2, the Hitmontop, the Mamoswine, the Weezing, the Magnezone, Mega Blastoise, Superior. I don't think it gets any ground type moves for Zebstrika, but Zebstrika has base 63 special defense anyway, so we won't worry about that. It has nothing really to deal with the Flareon, but it can deal with the Togekiss. So Gengar has the potential to have or hit what am I about? To hit everything super effectively, apart from 2 Mons. So I was like, okay, we'll see what we can do with that. And I was looking at it, and I was like, okay, the thing that we need to do with Gengar is we need to set it up. If we can get some special attack boosts, we can pretty much OHKO the majority of his team. But Gengar doesn't get Nasty Plot, which sucks. So instead, we have Celebi here, who is running Nasty Plot, and it's going to pass out onto Lullaby, and this Celebi is going to set the Nasty Plots for Gengar and then swap them in, which is awesome. So this Celebi is a support Celebi. It's got Baton Pass, Nasty Plot, Thunder Wave, and Psychic, holding the leftovers 252 into HP, 252 into Special Defense, 4 into regular defense with a Calm nature. This thing's job is to Nasty Plot, Baton Pass into Gengar, basically. If we don't have Gengar, it's not the end of the world because we can Nasty Plot ourselves and just Psychic things. We don't have any special attack investment because I kind of need to live hits specifically from stuff like the Mega Blastoise. Dark Pulse doesn't kill with this spread, so I need to live hits. So that's what this set is for. And you know, if we can Thunder Wave stuff, that's great. Specifically looking at the Mega Latios, if he wants to bring that. Although I have a sneaking suspicion he'll bring Mega Blastoise over Mega Latios. We'll see. So if we can paralyze that, that'll be good. The Superior as well, if we can paralyze. Fucking dandy. Porygon 2, we can maybe prevent some recovers on that. So, you know, this thing is nice. It's a nice support mon. I haven't been using Celebi particularly offensively or anything like that. So, I don't know, maybe in the future. But for now, this is just sort of... It's kind of standard, but it's unique for this team, I think, is the best way to put it. That makes sense. But anyway, that's our Celebi. Coming up next, we have Gengar, who is a Life Orb Gengar with 252 into Special Attack, 252 into Speed, Timid Nature with 4 into Special D, Shadow Ball, Knockoff, Sludge Wave, and Giga Drain. Okay, so this is a very unique set. Originally, I didn't have Knockoff or Sludge Wave. I had Thunderbolt and Focus Blast. Because, fun fact, if we are +2 with Gengar, we are a guaranteed 1-hit KO on the Porygon 2 with Focus Blast if it's holding Eviolite and if it's 252 into HP, 136 into Special D with a positive Special D nature. I think it's Calm or Quiet or something like that. And I was like, yeah, bro, awesome, cool. We'll just run Focus Blast. Problem with Focus Blast is that it misses. That's the problem with Focus Blast. So Kelly was like, well, do you really need Focus Blast? Because I was like, yeah, well, it deals with the Porygon 2. It can OHKO the Mamoswine and the Magnezone. You know, stuff like that is good. He was like, I have a better idea. What if you put Knockoff on there to knock off the Eviolite from the Porygon 2, and then you 2-hit KO it with Sludge Wave? And I was like, okay, that's interesting. Why wouldn't I just run Focus Blast over that? And he goes, well, because it's lower PP, and you're risking the miss a hell of a lot on that, so that's not the best idea. Plus, P2 can't really touch us. I'm going to be completely honest, it can't really touch us. Obviously, we need the max speed to speed tie with the Mega Latios, and we need the max special attack so that when we have Nasty Plot up, we can, you know, do the most damage to his team. So there's not really much leeway we can make with the EVs, but I mean, it gets a lot of decent coverage anyway. Even if Porygon 2 does want to hurt us a little bit, we have Giga Drain, so as long as we knock off its Eviolite, Giga Drain will still do a lot of work. So I'm not too fussed about that. Plus, I think Sludge Wave 2-hit KOs if we're not +2. So if we don't have the Nasty Plot up, I think it's still 2-hit KOs after a knockoff. So it's good. It's alright. It's an interesting set. I don't... like I say, I originally had Thunderwave or Thunderbot on there for the Mega Blastoise. And then there was the issue of, do we get rid of Giga Drain for Energy Ball so that we can deal with the Mamoswine as well? Or what do we do, and yada yada yada. But I was like, no, we'll go for Giga Drain because the Life Orb is going to take us down in health, and we don't want that. So if we can Giga Drain and get some health back, we can keep this thing on the field for longer, which is nice, which is very nice. So it deals with stuff like that. Plus, if we're at full HP and the Mamoswine wants to Ice Shard us, it doesn't kill, and Giga Drain Okos, so we can suck all that health back, and we'll see how it works. But yeah, so that's our Gengar. Interesting set. It's going to be interesting to see how it's used, because I've never used knockoff on Gengar before. But you know what? We'll rock out. Why not? Next up, we have Plouffe, who is our Mega Altaria, with Earthquake, Return, Heal Bell, and Roost. Rocking Natural Cure, but which will turn into Pixelate, obviously. 248 into HP, 4 into Attack, 252 into Defense, with 4 into Speed, with a Impish Nature, or an Impish Nature, I should say. So originally this thing was offensive. It was offensive D-Dance. And Kelly was like, well, no, you can't run that because Mega Altaria doesn't really sweep his team. He has stuff like Wheezing that can take hits, and if Magnezone is Scarfed, you just die. So I was like, yeah, you're right, I can't really run offensive. So we'll run defensive. We'll put a bit of investment into HP. It's 248, so that we get the nice and odd number of HP. And we'll put some into defense because we don't actually have a physically defensive wall. And he can always run, like, I don't know, whatever physical attackers he wants to run. And we were talking, and when this thing was offensive, I was talking to Kelly, and we were talking about Scarf Heracross, because I have a feeling that he's going to bring Scarf Heracross. And Kelly goes, okay, what do you have to switch into a Mega Horn? If it goes to Mega Horn and kills something, what do you have to switch in? And I was thinking about it, I was like, I could swap in Rupture, but Rupture can't really do much. And Mega Altaria can't live a hit from it, so what do? So we put this as a defensive Mega Altaria, so it can eat up hits from the Heracross. And it can roost all the health back, and it has Heal Bell in case he wants to status us, like Porygon 2 gets T-Wave. Stuff like that. Return on Earthquake. Earthquake obviously for the Magnezone and for coverage. Like Flareon Return just for a stab move. It's okay. I put 4 into attack because I wanted to put 4 into speed just so that we outspeed a non-invested Mamoswine. In case he wants to be like max HP, max physical defense or whatever he runs. He ran Cursed Mamoswine last week, which is interesting. So if we outspeed a non-invested Mamoswine this way, and I didn't want to put an extra 4 into it because what's the point? It doesn't have base 81 speed, so just put 4 into it and then put 4 into attack because it just balances out. It's nice and interesting. You can see that I'm like messing with the EVs this week, which is interesting. But you'll see that more on this mon, which is Rupture, our Terrakion. Terrakion here, Life Orb holding, Justified, Close Combat, Stealth Rock, Stone Edge, and Swords Dance. Rocking 58 into HP, 252 into attack, 22 into defense, and 176 into speed, Adamant Nature. So this is where the Heracross comes in. If the Heracross isn't Scarfed, we have enough speed to outspeed a max speed Jolly Heracross. Because, like I say, the gap in his speed tier is from 110 to 85. So this thing doesn't outspeed the Megalat, it doesn't outspeed the Superior, it does not outspeed the Zebstrika, so there's really no point in us having max speed. Or even max speed Jolly, to be honest. So I'm going to put it at max attack with Adamant Nature. And I'm going to put 176 into speed, because even if the Heracross is Scarfed, we don't outspeed it. Even if stuff like the Flareon or the Magnezone is Scarfed, we don't outspeed them either for max speed. I think you have to be base 110 to tie with base 60 Scarfers, if they're plus speed natures. So yeah, there's no point in us running anything like 252 into speed. So we're running 176 into speed, and then we have 58 into HP, so that we get that nice amount, or that nice odd amount of HP. And I wanted to put 58 into there because if we are running whatever 58 plus 22 is, which is 80, if we're running 80 EVs into HP, I think we have 175 HP or 176 or something like that. And first of all, we want it at an odd number, which we do have now. And second, we want sort of the lower range 170s because Life Orb is going to take its toll. So I don't know how Life Orb works perfectly. I know it takes 10% of your health, but because it's Pokemon, I think they round down. So if you have 175 HP, it's going to take 17 health away each turn because obviously a tenth is 17.5 and they round it down. But I wasn't sure. So if it was 175 HP, it might just well round up. And if that's the case, then we're taking off 18 HP instead of 17 each turn. And, you know, after 10 turns, we've taken off an extra 8 HP, so there's no point in running that. So I'd rather sacrifice this 2 points for a potential 8 later on. So I put the rest into defense just because why not? We can, you know... Well, I don't know what we live with that, but it's nice to just put it into there because fuck it, why not? Maybe we live, I don't know, what's physical? A Flare Blitz from a Choice Band Flare? I don't know. But anyway, that's Terrakion, that's Rupture. Interesting set. Let's hope it works. Next up, we have Maria the Milotic, who is just a standard set, really. Again, Leftovers, Marble Scale, Scald, Ice Beam, Recover Toxic, same as I've been running for the past every week. 248 into HP, 252 into defense, 8 into special defense, with a bold nature. Obviously, bold is there to eat up physical hits. We have 248 into HP to get an odd number because I realised that recently I have not been running an odd number of HP, I don't think, because I've been running 252 into HP. And that's at level 100, I think it's an odd number, but at level 50, I don't think it is. So, I don't know. I forget. But anyway, so that makes it an odd amount of HP, and then just 8 into special defense because, you know, we get an extra, like, 2 points into that now, and there's no point in running it into special attack because why? You know, why? So, I don't know. This thing is just sort of a standard set. I'm not all that fussed about it. The downside about running this thing and Heal Bell is obviously with the Marvel Scale. You know, if Porygon 2 comes in and wants to T-Wave everything, and it T-Waves this thing, that's good. But if it T-Waves Lullaby and Rupture, it's not good. So, it depends on, like, what you want to do, really. I've just realised we have 2 natural Curas. Well, 1 natural Cura before Mega Evolution anyway, 1 natural one. 1 Marble Scale and 1 Electric type, so Thunder Wave is really not an issue for us this week. Huh. Cool. Cool, why not? But yeah, this is just a super duper standard set. Not too worried about it. It's there to eat hits, to toxic things, to get burns, you know, that kind of stuff. Anyway, coming on to our last one, we have Tomato, who is our Choice Specs Heliolisk with Dry Skin, so we can eat up hits from that Mega Blastoise. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Hyper Voice, and Surf, rocking 252 into Special Attack, Modest Nature, 88 into Special D, and 168 into Speed. Again, the 168 into Speed, just so that we outspeed a non-invested Heracross. Or, not non-invested, a non-Scarf Heracross that's max speed Jolly. So I can put the 252 Modest Nature into Special Attack, and then just 88 into defense because, or especially because, you know, what else are we going to put it into? You know? And I was actually thinking about AVing this thing because Heliolisk is kind of like Jolteon. It has very similar stats. And I think Jolteon has base 95 special D and then like 110 special attack. The only really big difference is the speed. So I've been known to run AV Jolteon in the past, and this thing would work in the same way. It would, you know, it would eat up a decent amount of hits, and people never see it coming. People never see it coming. Like, they see you not having Life Orb, and they're like, oh, he must be Specs. And then you swap moves, and they're like, oh shit, he's not Specs. What do I do? So I was close to running Assault Vest, but I decided against it. Especially because his main special attacker that I think he's bringing is the Mega Blastoise. Or the Magnezone. Magnezone cannot touch us. It physically cannot. We're a Heliolisk. What's it going to do? And then Mega Blastoise, we have Dry Skin. So unless it wants to Aura Sphere me, which I don't think it's going to outspeed unless it has some nice investments in there. We can just Choice Specs, Thunderbolt it, and kill. So yeah, good stuff. So interesting sets this week. I'm eager to see how this team is going to do. Obviously, I've not run anything like this before, so I have to keep in mind that these sets aren't what I think they're going to be. And I'll have to import them all into damage calcs individually. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this team is going to do. I'm really hoping that we can get a win, because last week we started off really well, and then we got like the first 3 or 4 turns like dead on perfect, and then came to the last few turns, or as the game went on, we just got worse and worse and worse, and at the end I was playing so shit. Yeah, it wasn't good, it wasn't pretty. So I'm hoping that with a few tweaks to our playstyle, maybe we can do the work. I think it all just narrows down to, if we can get this thing set up, we do the fucking work. It speed ties with Mega Latios, which I hate risking the speed tie. That's why I ran Choice Scarf on Gengar last week. And you know, Gengar has not done anything for us this season yet. It's been to 2 or 3 games, it's not done anything. But I'm like, this week I'm like, okay, I know you can do work. Maybe I haven't been using you right. Maybe I just need to use you better. So we're going to make you the main attraction this week, I think. And let's hope that it is as well. But anyway, that's our team. Tell me what you guys think of it in the comments below. I think it's okay. It's alright. It's not too bad. I'm just hesitant but eager to see. No, hesitant but excited to see what this can do. But anyway, that wraps up this team builder. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to click the like button, because it tells me that I'm doing a good job and that you guys want to see more. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. So thank you guys, and I will talk to you later. I did the hand thing wrong. Oh god, I'm a crap YouTuber. Bye! I really hope the Heracross is not scarfed. Oh boy.